Have you ever cut faux leather with your Cricut? In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make these really fun faux leather earrings. I'm Blackstone and welcome to my craft room. I am so happy to have you here today. In today's tutorial, we're going to go over a bunch of really helpful things to make making designs in Cricut super easy. I'm going to show you how to use your contour tool to create all of these fun colors in this design. I'm going to show you how to cut faux leather. It's a really fun product to use with your Cricut. You can make a lot of things with faux leather, not just earrings. I'll link everything that I'm using in this video down below. That way you can easily find it to make your own. Before we get started though, be sure that you're subscribed here on YouTube. That way you don't miss out on any fun, crafty content we have coming. Without further ado, let's head over to Cricut Design Space.
I love the style of these earrings, but I want to add a little bit more color. So let me show you how easy this is to do. I promise anybody can do this to make these adorable butterfly wing earrings. The first thing we'll need to do is to download the design. So just click download. I'll link these below, but you can find lots of images in Cricut Design Space. You can find them on design bundles. I'll link some options as well if you want to check them out. I'm going to save them into my folder and click save, and then you need to extract your design. So open the folder that you just downloaded and choose extract all, and then just simply click extract. You can close the other folder and delete it later, but we're going to use these butterfly wing heart earrings and we're going to use the SVG. Let's head over to Design Space and get these uploaded. In Design Space, uploading is so simple. Just click upload and you're going to choose upload image up here at the top, and then you can drag or drop or browse for your file. I'm going to drop my file into Design Space, and you're going to see that we have each side of our earring, and then we also have two layers here, and we'll show you how to fix that up and change it in just a minute. What I'm going to do here is click continue, and all I have to do is choose upload. Because these are an SVG, they are ready to go. Now they're absolutely giant, so let me size them down. We'll size them down to just about 6 inches right now so that we can work with them a little bit easier. We need to do a few things to these in order to create the design that we want, because right now they're just a solid layer color and I'd like to do something a little bit different. So what I need to do is I need to ungroup our design. And when we do that, we're able to pull our design apart and see we have several pieces here. Now we don't need these pink pieces at all. We are not going to be using them. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete them. You could keep them for the one step, but I choose to delete. I just think for me, it's just easier. Now I want to make a couple of different colors on to our earrings. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So I think what I want to do is like 3 different colors for this. So I want to take this design right here. And the first thing I'm going to do is duplicate this. I need 4 earrings of this side, and technically I could flip them, but I just want to show you this because I think it's going to be a little bit easier. Now what I need is one that's going to be solid. We could have kept the pink, but I'd rather just make the black solid. In order to do that, we're going to go to contour and we're going to just click hide all contours and click apply. Now this is going to be our base. This is what we're going to cut the faux leather on. But what we want to do here, I just realized that it did fill in the hole. So let me go back and I want to contour out the hole for the, just click on the little hole for the earring, click apply, because we do need to keep that so that we can put our earring together. Now we're going to start creating our first color, and I want to keep the color. I want to do like maybe this big piece and this heart the same color. I'm going to select this layer and I'm going to go to contour. Now for this one, I want to click and remove the background, and then I want to click all the parts that I don't want to be whatever color that is going to be. So I get rid of those and I hit apply. Now I accidentally forgot again that darn hole for the earring, so we'll just get rid of that. Now sometimes you might click something that's wrong. Just click again and it'll go away. Now I'm going to change the color on this and I'll just make it pink, and then you just line it up onto your earring. I'll do the same thing over here. Now for this one, we're going to use this big piece, and then I think we'll do like these 2 hearts. So I'm going to go contour. Again, I'm going to hide the main background. Let's get rid of the hole. And then we're going to click the 2 pieces that we've already done. And I don't want to use these ones or this. I want to do these 2 hearts and this piece. I'm going to click apply. I'm going to change the color. We'll just make this one purple. And again, we'll just put this over here onto our earring. We have one last set of colors to do, and that's going to be these 2 pieces and these 2 outside hearts. Again, just contour, and we're going to get rid of the background, get rid of the earring hole, and then you're going to get rid of all the parts that you've already made a color and click apply. So now that I have these pieces, again, just change the color and voila, you have your earring. Now, when we get these lined up onto the earring, they'll line up a little bit better. I didn't really line them up perfectly. Now, like I said, when we do this, we could contour this earring out too, or just simply select this one. You're going to duplicate it, and then you're going to flip it, and you're going to flip it horizontal, and then you'll see that it's the same as the other one. You can definitely go back and like recontour everything if you want to, but I don't feel like doing that. That's a lot more work than I feel like putting in. And so now you have your earrings. Now we will need to size these because they are pretty big right now. So I'm going to size them down quite a bit. I probably don't want them any taller than maybe about 3 inches. I'm not really like versed on like how big an earring should be. I don't wear earrings. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but earrings are not a thing that I do. So I am going to size these down quite a bit. I'm thinking like maybe 2.75 might be a decent length. I'm kind of looking at it here on a measuring tape, and that seems like a fair length, I think, maybe for earrings. They might be a little bit long, but I think it'll be okay. Now what we're going to do, first thing, I want to save my design. So I'm going to save it, and we're going to call it butterfly earring, butterfly earrings, and click save. Once I've done that, I'm going to show you the make screen so you can see all the parts. So we're going to cut this with HTV and faux leather. So these are going to be our faux leather parts, and we'll use the rotary blade for that, but you can cut faux leather with your Explore machines, so don't worry. This will be our HTV, and this is a perfect project for like small HTV scraps because you can see you're barely using like a 2x2 square for these. So this is a great project if you've got some little HTV scraps that you want to use up. So we're going to do, like I said, we're going to use the rotary blade for this. Now, mine has not been connecting to my maker very well. That's okay. We'll get it connected, and then what we're going to do is get everything cut out. I'm going to show you how to install your rotary blade. I'm going to show you how to get everything cut so that you make sure that you have gorgeous little earrings. I'm going to show you how to press them. We're going to use the Cricut mini press for this, so let's head over to the machine.
I'm going to cut out our HTV, so I'm going to do a silver, I have the glitter pink, and then we're going to do a purple for it. And then I'm going to just insert this in. I'm going to flip this and change the cut setting to cut the glitter HTV. And then we're going to get the faux leather cut last. We're going to use some black faux leather. We're going to be using the faux leather. I'm going to go ahead and put this on my mat. This is not necessarily my favorite fabric grip mat, but it will do. Depending on what you're using, you may need to adjust mats. You don't necessarily have to use the fabric grip mat with faux leather, but you do want to make sure it's really well held down. I'm just using a brayer. And then I need to change out my tool. I am using my rotary blade, which is the round blade with the gold gear at the top. You're going to open clamp B, and you're going to line up the gold gear. Then close clamp B. I've got this set to heavy fabric denim. For me, I find that works really well for a faux leather like this, but you'll want to do some test cuts with your machine. Now, before I do anything else, I can see that it looks like it cut really, really well, but I always just double check and make sure, and honestly, it actually did not. Didn't cut all the way through. I could probably cut that with scissors, but rather than chance that, I'm just gonna press this down again really, really well, because I just wanna make sure that it's going to not lift. And then I'm gonna go ahead and recut this just one more time, just to be sure that everything's gonna cut out really nicely. Now that it's cut that second time, I'm confident to unload, so I'm going to take this out, and then you can see, look at that, it cut those so nicely. Now I'm going to go ahead and take these off. I will say that I think the hole for these was a little screwed up. I did rip the hole on one of them. The other one it didn't, so I'm not sure. We'll fix that if we really do these again. You may want to adjust where that hole sits, but we'll keep going anyways because nobody's perfect. Sometimes you need to make adjustments. You need to fix things. It's no big deal. We'll just fix that at a later time. So now that I have my 2 earrings, I have all of my HTV weeded. I'm going to grab my mini press and show you how to press these because it is so simple. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these in half so that I can put them on each of the earrings. And we're gonna do what I call a dry fit, which basically just means I'm gonna just test where they're sitting, make sure everything's lining up correctly, and I know where everything's going to press so that we can get everything set up correct. Now, if you need to look at them on your computer just to make sure you've set them up right, absolutely do that. It's definitely not a bad idea to check, and I'm probably going to go ahead and check just to make sure, just because I want to be sure that I've got this in the correct order and that they are where they should be sitting. That looks right. And then I think this was the outside section with those hearts, and this is the outside section with these hearts. See, that doesn't look quite lined up right, but we'll look and see. So then this is this middle section with the silver hearts. Actually, that does look right. Okay. Once I put the silver in, it looks right. It looked a little off without the silver in, but now that I see it with the silver in, that looks quite right. Perfect. Love it. These are going to be so cute. I know they're hard for you to see. I'm going to zoom you guys in, and I know you've got a glare. There's nothing I can do about that. Obviously, we cannot press them all like this. We have to press layer by layer. So I'm going to go ahead and take off all of the top layers. Now, for me, I find that glitter is a little more forgiving when it has to be pressed a couple times. So I'm going to keep the glitter as the first layer down. And I'm just going to adjust this a little bit because I wasn't super happy where I had that sitting. And I'll adjust this one a little bit just to make sure I'm happy with where that one is sitting, which I am certainly not. That is not even close to right. There we go. That's better. Now I can press these at the same time. I just got to put them close together. I can put my parchment paper on top, and then I've got my heat press set to the second setting, and then I'm just going to go ahead and press. And I don't want to move my press around. I don't want to wiggle it. You just want to do a press, and I'm not going to do like a full press, but I am going to do a decent press. Now I noticed I didn't get the top of these, so we're going to go ahead and go back to this one and just press the top of that one pretty well. And because these are going to be layered, it's okay that you're not giving them a full press. We will give them a full press once everything else is put in. Now I can do the purple or the silver layer next. Whatever you want is the right way to do this. There's not really a right or wrong direction to layer or like order to layer in, just personal preference. But I think the silver for me is going to be easier to line up, and then once I put that down, it'll be easier to line up the purple with the silver, so I want to do the silver. And you can do whatever color, whatever finishes of HTV that you want with these. I just wanted to do a couple different types just so that you could see all the different ways that you could do this. Now again, I'm just going to press this. What's great is these all press pretty much around the same temperature, and since these are earrings, I'm not super worried about them not being perfectly pressed. Oh, this is so cute. This is going to be so stinking cute. All right, we've got these. Are you starting to see the vision? I certainly am. Now I'm going to go ahead and line up our purple. Yeah, I'm glad I did the silver first because lining up the purple is much easier with the silver down first. For sure. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Now these ones I am going to do separately because I want to just make sure I get a full press on the entire earring. So I'm going to do this purple completely separate from each other. That way, like I said, I can make sure I get that full press. So I'm just going to press for 7-8 seconds. You don't have to press super long with these. And then I'm just going to do this one. And these are going to be all finished. Now, like I said, I can't put the earring thing in, the little holder in on the one because I did accidentally rip the hole when I was cutting it. That's okay. It's fine. We can adjust when we make these again, but I didn't want to have to cut another set for something that I'm simply not going to use. But look at how cool. So now you can add your hardware. I'll link the hardware that I use down below for you, and I'll put the hardware on this one just so you can see what it looks like, and I'll get you guys a nice up close view of these.
Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope you picked up some tips and tricks to working with Cricut Design Space. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, happy crafting.